Okay, guys, so welcome to this today's episode of the Lean Muscle Warriors podcast. And today we have an amazing guest, one of how I like to call them my senator, and Simone. Hi, Simone. Welcome to
Hi.
the episode.
Hi. Hello, and thank you for having me here, man.
So, Simone, it's a pleasure to have you here. And Simone is from Helsinki, and Simone will give us a little bit of an insight of the Ultimate Lean Muscle Challenge. We've
Yeah.
been working with Simone for 11 months now.
I think so. Yeah, January or February we started. Yeah. No, not 11. Yeah. Yeah, almost a year. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
almost a
Absolutely.
year. Gonna
Yeah.
celebrate soon.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
So,
I've never been fitter, man. I've never been healthier. So thank you already. I can already tell you.
that's great. That's great to hear that. How's everything in Helsinki? How's the situation with the lockdown and the coronavirus?
It's well, I mean, we are lucky. We are one of the countries where there's least amount of positive cases. So and in Finland we social distance. It's normal. It's the we do that all the time, anyway. Which also might be a case why it's not that many cases. But yeah, everything is fine. Like the gyms are open, the parks are open. So it's just we need to be careful. We wear the masks. As much as possible. We don't really go anywhere. That's yeah, but everything is okay. Better than
Okay.
in many other countries.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a bit jealous right now because of the gym closure in Austria. But anyway, I know that you would be able to keep training whether the gyms
Yeah,
are open or not.
the lockdown in a way, like actually what it did for me, because in the past they were closed, or I didn't go for like what was it 5 months I think.
Yeah,
So what I did was I purchased those rings, which you also got now, and then I purchased those the bands, and I used to do it on my terrace. In the summer was easier. Now in winter would have been a little bit more complicated, but still you can do it. Like if you want to do it, you still
yeah.
can do it. That's absolutely yeah.
Yeah, and because I want to know more about that and
Yeah.
about your perspective about all this and our coaching relationship,
Yeah.
so that you know, guys, Simone contacted me in January 2020, and go, Simone, and try to tell me what was your biggest problem, the problem you wanted to solve at that time when you
Sure.
first contacted me.
It's funny because we have not prepared anything, so I'm
Nothing,
totally freestyling
just
here.
freestyle.
I, but the truth is easy to freestyle,
And by the
right?
way, you have
So
like 3 minutes left, so
okay, good. So yeah, I don't even know. Do we have a time limit or something?
no, I'm
Anyway,
joking.
so
Don't worry.
how was it? Was that you know, my friends knew me for a guy who works out a lot. So I used to work out a lot. I would go almost every morning, 5 times a week. I read a lot about intermittent fasting, about keto diet, about different diets, and so I was I thought I knew, and what I was doing, I was working out and I was doing different diets, but I was not losing fat anymore. Like I could see that I plateaued like a lot, and the fat percentage wouldn't go down, and I didn't feel good in my own body. I mean, that's being honest. So even if people would say like, "Well, you're not fat," and it's like it's not about being fat; it's about how you feel. So, and I did not feel right. So I was feeling often tired, and even working out a lot, I could not see progress. So, for example, one thing was I could not bench press more than 50 for I think 2 years, so 50 kilos.
Mhm.
And 2 weeks ago was 72 and a half, which was absolutely crazy. It's more than
Woo!
my body weight, yeah. But without getting into technicalities, I thought I knew, and then I was like, well, I'm not going anywhere, so I'm going to invest in the Lean Muscle Challenge. I'm going to invest in a personal trainer online. And the thing is that in a few months, I saw like the changes were radical, and I'm very happy, and I'm continuing with you, man. 1 year going strong, and for the second year, let's go.
That's fantastic to hear that, of course. And I'm curious, what was at the time, in your opinion, today, the biggest challenge for Simone? Like, what was the biggest challenge you were facing at that time?
I think for me it was really feeling good, feeling confident, feeling that I could wear, well, now we are always home, so I wear the same clothes all the time, but I could wear any shirt ever and not feel like, this one is, you know, in the stomach, there's the button who tries to open. And in general, this confidence that you get once you feel good in your own body, basically. And I thought it was just normal not to feel
Mm-hmm.
confident.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and now I know it's actually not true. You can feel very good in it.
Okay, okay. And may I ask you how specifically from your perspective always, I helped you overcoming this feeling that you just couldn't do it.
Uh, so, let me think about it a second. Yeah. So, well, basically, I just followed your instruction like a maniac, and so there's many different things, right? So there is a plan for the exercises, right? And that changes based on what I have at the moment. So, for example, I had the bands before, now there's the gym. And every 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, we change it also based on what the next goals are. So, first of all, actually, yeah, maybe we can say that now we set up goals together,
Mm-hmm.
and there are certain goals that we need to meet, and somehow you know how to meet them, and I just follow what you tell me, and we get to there, right? So before I had some goals in mind, and I would never get even close to them. So that's one thing. So another one is there's the physical plan, then there's the nutrition plan. So you give me, like, calories, macronutrients, which is something I didn't know anything about before. Right now, I can tell you exactly how many how many carbohydrates I eat for breakfast and lunch, and I'm planning ahead and all of that. Like, I already know what I'm gonna eat tonight. Like 100%.
Yeah, I heard
And
that you're gonna win the MyFitnessPal Mastery soon.
Absolutely, absolutely. If there would be like a certificate, I would get that. And so there is the plan, which I didn't have before. So before I would just think, well, I'm eating healthy, right?
Hmm.
And what
I
I found
remember
out
that.
is that I was eating a lot of fat, actually fatty food like cheeses and others, a lot
Hmm.
of oil. And
Hmm.
uh, and the other was that I wasn't eating enough. So, for example, now I'm eating 2,000 calories per day, and I'm losing still,
Hmm. Hmm.
weight.
Hmm.
Actually, now you don't know this, but this week I have increased the weight almost 700 grams, and I have decreased the fat percentage. So it's like, the dream, you know. Then there
Fantastic.
is the accountability. So we have weekly check-ins. It's been a year now, man. I'm sorry for those. Like, it's been 52
I'm
weeks
not. I
almost.
always look forward for those check-in. Your check-in are the best.
So the check-in is, well, it started video, so there's a lot of videos. I send videos from whenever I exercise, but mostly it's audio. So I tell you what works, what doesn't work, the problems I face. If I have anything coming up, like next week is my wife's birthday, so help me prepare to that. Help me get there so that I know that day I can eat whatever and it's gonna be fine, and I don't feel crap the next day. And there's this accountability that I know I will have to talk to you, and I don't want you to tell me that I've been bad boy. So it's a bit like, the teacher in school. So, every Monday I want, you to give me good grades of my past week. And this accountability is very important because friends, I mean, we are friends, but, like, normal friends don't keep you accountable in that way. They would, if you're with them, they're like, don't go work out today, man. It's okay. You can skip it. And
Hmm.
then, you are more like, skip tomorrow, maybe. Go work out today, like this, maybe. So there's many things: accountability, there's the plan, there's the goals, there's the nutrition. I don't know if I forgot something, if you were.
That's. I think that's
No problem, yeah.
quite clear. Yeah, sorry,
The
you wanted to.
community.
Yeah.
Now we also build a community. We didn't have that at the beginning. Now we have WhatsApp. There's Facebook groups. So that basically, like, in there, whenever you like, it's also good that you can also post on the WhatsApp group, some food you're eating, or some funny video even, and the same on Facebook. So we have this community as well. which
and
is pretty cool.
it's great that you remember that, because it's true. Like the FP coaching family is always evolving, and but let's talk like about your result, because of
Yeah.
course you lost weight. But it's not a lot about the weight, because now, for
No,
example, you weigh pretty much the same as when we
the same.
started,
Yeah.
but I bet you look slightly different.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
wanted to
So
know
that's
what was, sorry, the
yeah.
best part of feeling of like now you are Simone, let's say 2.0. So what's the best part about it?
As I said before, is confidence, man. It's energy. Is knowing that I just feel good,
Okay.
and I have all these habits, these routines that you made me sort of get to without
Mm-hmm.
forcing me, right? I mean, you're
Mm-hmm.
not like like
A
you're
dictator.
not forcing me anything exactly, but like for example, one example, I just come from picking up my daughter from school and we walked, and this morning we walked there. I would have never done that before, never in 100 years, because it's cold
It's
outside, it's
cold.
winter, it's a
Mm-hmm.
bit of rain, but man, I need to hit those 10,000 steps a day. And there's, working from home, I'm here around in front of this laptop the whole day. I'm not hitting those if I don't walk. So later today, we need to go to the post to pick up some package. I'm going to walk there. It's 2 kilometers. Who cares? And it's great. I love walking. I love to think. Like when I walk, I think. When I walk, I call friends. So it actually became a very healthy routine that I'm gonna do forever in my life, because it's just, it's very healthy to walk, and it's good for me, and I feel good about it. So what changed is that now I live a healthy life, but for real. I know that for certain. Before, I thought I did, but I wasn't. And so I think that's a big change. That, like, we all have that healthy guy, right, friend. Well, now that's me, and it's pretty crazy. I didn't think that would be me, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah,
That's
and one thing you said, so I want to say, just because it's
no
funny,
worries.
because today I was just checking the graph of the weight, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm very close to what I was at the beginning of the year,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like it's two different persons. So in a way, the numbers don't really tell really what is going on. Though I had to go through the lower part first to go back up, because now we're building muscles.
Yeah.
But if you see the pictures, like, same weight, and it's like it's two different persons. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned this, because especially to the people like you who goes through such a massive body transformation, you might think that the best part is actually losing fat and building muscle, but the change happen at different levels. So it's great that you mentioned this, and it's great from a coach perspective that you feel like that. Would you
I have another example.
yeah.
We are doing this, or we want to celebrate. It's called this like Little Christmas. We cannot really do much because, of course, everything is closed. We don't
Mm-hmm.
not to go to a restaurant. So
Sure.
people were just like, okay, let's not do it. And I was like, well, why don't we just work out together outside, right? So let's go for a run followed by a walk where we can talk to each other. Even these sort of things. Like where instead of just going and drinking, which we might do afterwards, but at least first we get some workout done. And I think in general, it's this feeling that I have energies for everything the whole day. I don't have any bumps anymore. Like now I eat so well that even after lunch, I don't have the famous, oh, I want to take a nap after lunch. I don't know that anymore, because I don't have that. Like now is after lunch, by the way. So it's, but I am no problem.
Which
You
kind of
know.
Italian have you become?
I eat pasta now. I didn't before. Like really. So I'm
Fantastic.
eating pasta, and I'm eating actually prosciutto crudo, so the Parma ham, almost every lunch, because it's light, but it has a lot of proteins, good amount of fat. So
Perfect.
like yeah, and yeah. So I think
I'm
energy,
curious.
confidence, it's a lifestyle, man.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh, definitely, definitely. And I'm curious. Before I let you go, would you?
Sorry, yes, my daughter. Yes, you can eat that. Sorry.
No worries at all.
Normal. It's normal in these times.
This is
Yeah. So she
normal,
came now. You see.
exactly. Corona time.
Yeah, she came. She came with the chocolate pudding because she knows I don't have the time to tell her she cannot eat it, so she's gonna eat it now. So
No, she's
smart
playing with
kid,
you.
smart kid,
Yeah, smart
smart
kid.
kid. Yeah.
Playing on your weaknesses.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you tell yourself like the Simone 1.0, so the Simone before you started working with me, would you give yourself any sort of advice?
Yes, don't be so hard on Francesco. No, but because the thing is that it takes time. So there's some things that you were telling me and I didn't believe you at all. So one was when I couldn't see any progress after maybe a month or a month and a half, something like that. Like at the very beginning when my body refused to change, and you were telling me, man, you're doing everything right. It is gonna happen, and I would just send you audio like, this is not working.
I
Like
remember.
this is bullshit.
What was that
Like
after
I
a
don't
month
know.
or two working together?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The very beginning, like I just remember feeling so bad afterwards when like and it happened like because it happens differently for many people. Like if you have more, of course, to lose, probably it's faster. I didn't have maybe that much, but then at one point it just started to go down, like boom, 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 and then like in a month, almost like I don't know 4 kilos maybe or something like that. But the point was that it works. It's just you need to keep grinding, and the fact that, for example, I took, was it 3 months first, like the fact that I had that commitment for 3 months, I had to sort of being stuck with it, and
Mm-hmm.
later on I
Mm-hmm.
remember saying you it was good that I had to stuck being stuck with it. Otherwise, I might have quit after a month, which was what most people probably do. And they, like in general, they try a diet, after a month it doesn't work, and then they just quit. And this was like, so what if I would give me an advice would be, man, stick to it. It's gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
And uh and now it's great. Like and it's so fun now, when you give me a new program. Like now we started one new program this week, and it's always the same, which is I'm super excited about it. And then when I try it, I'm like, nah, this doesn't work. And then the day after, I feel
Everything.
everywhere, like the
Even the muscle
like
you were
today
not aware of having.
yeah, exactly. Like today I'm dying everywhere, and I'm like, damn, it's a good workout. And I didn't think, like yesterday morning, I thought, nah, this is not so good. And today I'm dying. Like,
It's so
so it's
funny.
great.
It's so funny that you mentioned this because people exactly fail with their fitness or health goals because they make decision based on an emotional moment. So one day they wake up stressed, tired, inflamed. They look in the mirror and they say, "Oh, this is not working." Whether when you are
Yes.
committed for a certain period of time and you gather datas, then you can make outcome based decision, which is most of the time much more efficient.
And let me tell you one thing: motivation alone will not drive your change. So that's why I like to have you, and I like to have goals, and I like to have a program, because there are days that even people like me, high energy people, always on top of everything, like always, very active.
Hmm.
There are days where I'm not motivated, but because I have this program, because I have to do these things every week, I'll go through the movement maybe on those days where I'm not that motivated. And what happened is, halfway through it, I feel great, and then I'm happy. And then also that day where I usually would have maybe not go, where usually you would have not, you know, go through it, you go through it anyway. So motivation is super important to start, but that's why I think then, have someone like you really makes me continue, towards the ultimate goal, which, I don't even have a goal right now. Like right now is really just living healthy, living happily.
Hmm.
But I can see that, like, you changed me the program. That's makes me happy, and the probably it's different for everybody. But like right now, it's right now the whole year has been amazing.
Well,
But
the fun is one of the most important part in fitness. So you need to keep some sort of consistency, but still keep things interesting.
exactly, and change it here and there, and
Yeah.
then for example, I like also that, if I tell you I don't like this exercise, we change it.
Hmm.
I don't, which is something that, so before I was using an app and I was happy with the app because it would give me different, but then it's an app,
Yeah.
it's different,
Yeah.
it's just an app. and there's so much you miss from, well, even from the human
We need
perspective.
the human
But
contact.
of course, and also like, the app will never, for example, like this week, well, now maybe it gets a bit too technical, but I was doing this ring fly, and then I sent you the video because it's the first time I'm doing it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sending the video because I see I did it perfectly. And you were like, it was good until the third rep. Then you check, and I was like, what? And then you check the video again, and I thought it was perfect. And I checked the video online, how to do it, the one you sent me, and then I thought it was perfect. But without someone to tell you, you see, midway through it, when you start to get tired, you change completely the way that you handle the rings or whatever. You know, you can't do it alone, basically, with an app. So that's a bit another thing that I think. I don't know what we were talking about, but
Like every time our check-in or calls, like they just take the route. Okay, well, Simone, I know you are super busy. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add in regards to your experience with us?
if anyone's listening and they are still thinking about trying or not, what I told many of my friends that then have tried and are still with Francesca as well, I saw it this way. So it's a small investment to yourself, like, and you need to think about how much would you invest in yourself, right? And afterwards, after 3 months, 2 months, I don't know now this challenge how long it's if it's 1 month, 3 months,
Oh,
so
like
it's whatever it is.
right now I'm running a 1 month challenge. So it's a
1 month,
holiday
exactly.
survival
Hey,
fat
one
loss
month.
challenge.
So 1 month in the life of a person is nothing. And I thought myself, 3 months, when I check my whole life, it's nothing. And then I would have the certainty that I know if it either works or not work. And I changed a lot. I was eating no carbs before, almost at all. Like, I gave you total trust. I'm like, I'm giving this person 3 months of my life. Let's see. And now it's a year, and it's gonna be 2 years. So
Nice.
the only thing I want to say is that try it. You have, a little bit to lose, but almost nothing to lose compared to your whole life, and you have a lot to gain if it works. So it's, sorry, it sounds a lot like an ad. I'm sorry, but it's good. So I'm a happy client. So what can I do?
And I'm a happy coach to have the chance to keep working with you and on your health and on your goals. So yeah, I'm very grateful, very happy for what all the efforts that you put in your daily things, in the consistency, because you faced real and normal challenges, um, particular to your own situation, but you managed to follow my advice and just take action. Like, you are a man of action. So you're not someone who say, "Oh, I need to lose fat, but I'm not doing anything about it." So very happy to work with you, and thank you so
Yes.
much for coming today and sharing your experience. I think it was
Thank you
very,
for having me.
very, very interesting and inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And yeah, good luck to all the new Lean Muscle Warriors. And see you soon in the community.
Guys, go
Enjoy.
and check Simone. Actually, Simone wrote an article about his experience in the Ultimate Lean Muscle Challenge, but he also has his own podcast, his own blog. So go and check it out. I'm gonna tag him in the post, and I'm sure you're gonna find a lot of interesting stuff from him.
Thank you.
Cool.
Ciao.
Ciao, Simone. Good luck
Have
for
fun.
the future.